Thanking you.
Alright, now we're live. Right, hello guys. Today isn't really a topical discussion, so to say. More related to AD talks and us personally.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, and we'll pretty much start by proper introduction of ourselves, really.
Wait, should we let the stream fill up a little bit first?
Yeah, we can do.
I don't think there's anyone actually watching yet.
Yeah, let's see.
Is there?
I'm not sure actually.
Okay, well, in other not news, I don't know how to use Twitch.
0 viewers apparently. Well,
Yeah.
oh, it's building up now. Just we'll hang on a bit, guys. But for now, we're pretty much going to be leveling goblins through the stream whilst we talk.
Yeah, because I've only done the Goblin starting zone once. Ah,
Yep.
World of Warcraft crashed. There we go. Yeah, also we said this one might not be quite as long as usual. It really sort of depends what happens. Wait, hold on. Can I do a mic check? Is my mic working?
Your mic's fine.
Oh my god. I wasn't getting the little coloration on Discord.
No, you sound fine.
Yeah, we did discuss the possibility this might be a shorter stream, just so you guys aren't annoyed, surprised, befuddled when we cut it off whenever.
Yep. A more laid back stream either way.
Yeah, I need to pick a character to delete. Ah, you know what? I actually have to delete Jeffern.
Well, Jeffin had a good run.
He had a good run.
But we're pro goblin here on this stream, so you know.
Yeah, we're doing a goblin stream. What class? Oh, a warlock. I've wanted a warlock for ages. Or priest. Ooh, what are you playing?
I'm playing a hunter.
Wow, why do you hate yourself?
Wow.
I don't mean a hunter. I don't.
Yes, it's shorter because we've been focusing on. I mean, we'll talk about it later on in more detail. But the other project I've mentioned before in the Discord, I don't know if you guys are in it. It's more so the promotional aspect of it. I'm trying to message different guild leaders and all that sort of stuff to get some sort of like guild interviews going on now and again live on stream, you know, to get people to know more about these guilds basically.
We want to sort of do a spotlight thing with it, so hey, here's a cool project, have a look at it.
And yeah, and
talk about it. That's one thing that's really good about it, is we're gonna, as much as possible, have people leading the guilds or officers in the guilds to come on and talk about them themselves. So we get people you might not have heard before, and then you know what people are saying is accurate about the guild because it's their guild.
Yeah, we'll be also dabbling into researching a little bit more about events that are going on as well to try and promote them more. And we can't exactly promote everything. There'll be some things that we miss now and again. It won't be purposely, but we'll try to do our best to bring some stuff into the spotlight so other people might be aware of it, might want to go to it. There's always some neat events going on around Argent Dawn.
I've made the worst goblin ever.
I'm sorry, worse than goblin in the same sentence? What are you?
You'll see. Are you leveling without me?
No.
Fucking crap.
I'm with
Wait,
you.
pleasantly surprised it'll be shorter. Wow. Okay. I get it. Guy. Or whatever you identify as. I'm sorry.
Sir or madam. Hurry up, my dude.
Yeah, I'm just loading in now.
Alright. Well, seeing as the stream is filled in, again, hello.
Yeah, hi guys.
Pretty much a laid-back conversational topic, more about AD talks and ourselves. Cause
like state of affairs.
I don't think we've actually given Ernya a proper introduction as a co-host either.
Wow, why would I get one of those? Why would I get
I mean,
anything from you.
Ernya needs their own, theme music as well when they pop on.
I'm
So,
okay with that.
so we'll work with that as well. But yeah, I mean, we can pretty much start talking about our own experiences, which I've done so in the first one ages ago, but that wasn't fully established as a podcast back then.
Well, off you go, and people can, give you, yeah. Why not? You're the main guy, so people should have an awareness of you as well. Wow, that rocket jump is,
I mean,
yeah.
hold on a sec. My roleplay did start with WoW, and that's pretty much been with WoW the entire time. Because I haven't roleplayed out of it, I haven't actually done any D&D stuff, which I'd like to do at some point.
Yeah, D&D's great.
I can't exactly entirely remember all my adventures, but I'll try remember some of them. I do know that the main point I started properly roleplaying was with goblins, but the first character I did have was a human, I believe. One of those like edgy assassins,
Hmm. Basically what you play now, right?
Yeah, totes.
Basically what Ursula is.
Ursa's an edgy assassin.
Edgelord Assassin, yeah.
She just hides it better.
Well, what's like your first like memory of good, like having a great roleplay memory? What's the first?
I think it's with Gearfist, honestly.
You always hear a lot about Gearfist. They're sort of the.
And
Are they still around?
they are, and I think Nimsel agreed to one point coming on to do that guild interview style thing. So it should be cool to see that. I was an officer in the guild at one point.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
But that was the point where I started getting like thrown into the deep end when it comes to DMing and stuff.
Yeah.
And getting into it. So
Oh, look, we accidentally went with the same hair color
oh yeah, there we go. We're brother and sister, I see.
with different skin colors.
Yeah, you just been in the
Alright.
sun longer than I have.
Did that make you? Well, okay, let's not get
Make
into
me
that.
what?
Well, I was gonna say, would that, if you were a goblin, if you had green skin and you spent more time in the sun, would that make it like a more like my guy's green or your guy's green or your lady's green? Sorry.
I don't know. I mean,
Also, quick shout, Vashnu. A lot of people write it off, but if you look online, people do run like D&D campaigns online, and they're super cool. I don't know any websites to use off the top of my head, but I know people who played in them, and I've heard a lot of good stuff.
I think Naren's planning one for us as well still, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's one in the works for another
Yeah.
crew, I believe.
But yeah, Gearfist. I had a really cringy character though, to be honest. But
All your characters are cringy.
well, it can't be as cringy as yours.
Ooh, got him.
Alright, time to ride our hot rods.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much with Gearfist. I think my first big hosted event was the Fight Night styled events, which I enjoyed doing quite a lot in the past. Doesn't seem to be as popular anymore because whenever I try and do it, there's a lack of people wanting to get involved in it. Look at you cheating,
Yeah.
getting ahead of them, so I'll put some on as well now.
Yeah, I forgot about my loons.
But I believe that Gizlek was there as well on this human, and he was helping host the Alliance side to it, and I think that's pretty much when I met Gizlek as well.
Yeah.
This was all the way back in Miss Pandaria, probably near the beginning of it. I know it was at a point where the players were RPing outside of Orgrimmar, because it was Kor'kron territory and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. I never really did much orc stuff. Ever, really. I played a lot of orcs, but I just never took them to the orky places.
I played a lot of Orc, everyone knows that by now, the Orcs and Goblins.
You like hunched up green people.
But yeah, but it was pretty fun to see the numerous amount of people come drop by to this Fight Night event. I think we had a few people from Gearfist commentating on it as well.
I remember I went to one you did recently as well. That was quite fun.
There was quite a big turnout as well from both Alliance and Horde. That was when I had more gold to throw into, people to fight for. I suppose they gave an incentive to actually jump in there.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say about Fuse, if you guys don't know. He just loves giving away money in World of Warcraft. I'm not joking.
I
Like,
roleplay the goblin and I like giving away money. Although to be fair, I'm one of those goblins that just like flash a wad of cash in front of your face and just toss it in front of you.
how can you flash a wad when it's all in like coins?
Well,
You
goblins,
flash a
you know,
bag.
flash a bag burns. Money bags, as you mentioned before.
Sorry.
I can't remember all the other events I've hosted. I know I've hosted a bunch of fight nights. I've hosted a bunch of social events. I've hosted one or two campaigns. One being the close to home one that where I met Ernya.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was fun.
But I also
I just
did.
sort of showed up and started rambling through because I was desperate to join a night elf guild. Well, I was desperate to join like a quote-unquote good night elf guild, and there were a fair few I looked at. I think the Myrmidon was the only one that had recruitment open, and they were in the area for your campaign, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, then I joined 6 months later, however long ago close to home was.
I think it's almost mine and Markus's anniversary of being in the guild.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's either this month or next month actually. So 1 whole year of being in the Myrmidon.
I'll talk a little bit about myself now.
Yeah,
It's
go
my
on.
favourite subject. I'm Ernya. Hi. I currently play 2 characters really. One's kind of like an alt, but I just mess around on for fun. That's Milnus. He's in Journeyman, who are a great guild. I love those guys a lot. But my main is Ernya, and I currently in the Myrmidon with her. That's great. I love it. I've been role playing for about. I honestly don't know. I've been playing WoW since really early TBC, and for about 2 months of that, I wasn't on a role-playing server. So it's really been something that's been with me while I've been growing up, kind of. If we're being real about it, then yeah, it's something I've done since I was a little kid, and now I'm like 23 and still doing it. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to comment sometimes because it all blurs on any sort of specific modern, or not maybe modern, but maybe current event in roleplay. Because it all just does blur into one a lot of the time. But currently in the Myrmidon, it's the longest I've sort of stayed in the guild, I think. Just because the people are great, it's amazing, whatever. We talk about Myrmidon on this podcast all the time, so I feel like I shouldn't. But
I feel like we talk enough about other stuff as well.
Any amount, it just sounds self-aggrandizing. But yeah, I've been in a fair few guilds over the years. I was installment infantry for quite a bit. I was in the O5 Silver for quite a bit, as we sort of touched on last week. In terms of what roleplay I like, it's, I don't know. It's more of a type of thing. If someone presents me with a character, a concept, or an event, I'm like, that's cool, that's really good, I like it. But I won't be able to sort of think off the top of my head what bracket that specifically fits under. Generally, I kind of like when things are a bit tongue-in-cheek, it's kind of postmodernist, where it's like, it subverts your expectations and messes around with what you think, and not just like there's a twist. It's like just a style of things was maybe not what you quite expect. Obviously, that's really vague and nebulous, and that's probably what anyone would say
So
if
breaking
you
the
asked them
norm.
what kind of roleplay they like. But that's the best way I can think to phrase it off the top of my head.
Do you mean like breaking the norm
Pardon?
of characters? Like the stereotypes?
So I had a
basically.
big like lag spike.
Breaking the stereotypes of characters is what you mean, right?
Yeah, that's a really good way to say it. Because Ernya for me is an expression of that, and if I can use that as an example, maybe the point will be a bit clearer. But I feel, and I have this constant sort of paranoia that Ernya comes across as another typical sort of human elf, one of those ones that's like, you're just a human with pointy ears in terms of character and everything like that. And no one's ever actually really said it to me, but it's still something I'm self-conscious about when I play my character. And because of that feeling, when I play her, I kind of try and subvert that expectation. So yeah, maybe she does have the sort of casual vocabulary that is associated with humans sometimes, but then you sort of play it off with I don't know, it's hard to describe, but and maybe it is quite effervescent. But that's the type of thing I like to do. So you get a stereotype of a maybe not great character, sort of an elf human type thing, and you just play it with enough subtlety and little tiny twists, and maybe develop a few things to make her more elfy over time. That's something that definitely happened with Ernya. Yeah, I don't know. There's some words about how I like my roleplay and how I feel about it, and if that's good for you, then good, and if not, then that's all I can do. I'm sorry.
I feel it's good to probably differentiate our roleplay a bit here actually, because despite us both being the same guild, you did mention earlier that I tend to lean towards a different, aspect of roleplay or characters than you do.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, I know you hate military RP, and when it's done well, I actually quite like it. I think it's really good.
I quite tend to prefer the adventurous mercenary types, or civilian sometimes as well, depending how active a certain area is and how much interaction you get out of it. Because I personally don't mind RPing a baker, for example, or something like that.
Yeah. On that type of note, then, what do you feel about criminal roleplay, which is something that maybe kind of crops up in Myrmidon Myrmidon-related events?
I like it when it's done right as well. But on another note, quickly, this is again a more open conversation. I mean, if you want to add any questions, ask us anything, go on right ahead, really.
Oh yeah, we're accepting questions all stream.
Sometimes I miss them out on other streams because we get into discussions and...
It's because our guest won't shut the fuck up. I'm joking. I love you guys. Please keep coming back on the show. Nobody listens to us when it's just us.
There goes all our potential guests. Thank you, Ernya. Don't worry, I'll fire Ernya after this.
Wow. It was my grovelling apology not enough.
Yeah, I do really like criminal roleplay when it's done right. A lot of the times I don't feel it's portrayed in an aspect that works right. A lot of the problems people tend to point out is that they're obvious. They don't accept consequences. They're all a copy and paste of each other. There's no uniqueness to this, criminality behind the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. The uniqueness of criminality.
Yeah, we do play on Argent Dawn. Sorry, just answering that quick. Yeah, we do play on Argent Dawn.
Yeah, I've been on AD for 8 or 9 years. The first server I played on was Moonglade, and then I was like, wait a minute, this sucks.
Probably the same for me. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the uniqueness to criminality.
Yeah, well, you see a lot of like drug dealers.
Yeah,
I feel that's fucked up.
I feel like I prefer the extra mile when it comes to criminal, which is just super villain or villainous, proper villainy sort of stuff.
That's
which is something I'm still toying with, because I mean I think I presented this character idea that I want to mess around with, but I haven't quite figured out who I want to do it with. The whole evil archaeologist archetype,
I think you've mentioned that.
Yeah, the power-hungry archaeologist takes the powerful artifacts, sells the crummy ones, Could do a cool campaigns with that, really, to have a race to get to the artifact.
Yeah, that's a running theme in quite a few campaigns recently. It's like, oh, find the things. Or multiple things. But not that's a bad thing, I like it.
That's
yeah.
That's one of my ideas. The other one being just a general, I guess you can call them a sadistic person or masochist, where they kind of just toy around with people,
That's not too original.
But it's in a political way, if you know what I mean.
It's
not
thing
original,
with that,
but
yeah,
it's quite difficult to do.
Yeah, because you actually have to trick the people, or I don't know. When I'm playing a character that likes to trick people, I think it's always, I don't know.
I feel like the best way to do it for me, if I were going to do a character, is just, I mean, like with Ursula, this sweet innocent person, but behind the curtains, it's just them getting you to do stuff for them, really.
That's not Ursula at all.
Huh? Well, she is innocent.
yeah, but she's like, oh, if any of you guys in the comments or the stream watch Food Wars, she's the girl out of Food Wars, the main girl out of Food Wars.
I didn't even watch it, so
She's like the most sweet, innocent angel baby person ever. Like
yeah.
super wholesome, super like, well, not super kawaii, but definitely kind of kawaii, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And yeah, really loving, generous, and like anxious, insecure, nervous. I forget her name, but yeah, that's Ursia.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a confession. I quite like Guard RP. It's kind of that was another guild I was in for ages actually, the Home Guard. I always forget
I
about
think
that.
I remember that guild.
Yeah, it was quite a good guild. It has the problems that guard guilds always have, where it's like, well, people either don't want to accept consequences for their actions, or they want to overly assign consequences, or they like want to just waste your time, or which is fine because that's all part of a role play. That's kind of why I like it because it's I don't know. It fulfills the fantasy of being a police officer, or not a police officer, maybe, but like a guard, a fancy guard, where it's like, oh, I had this dickhead today, and then this dickhead, and then this guy was alright, and then this dickhead, and it
I,
feels like
I
work,
quite
and a
like
lot of
that
it.
guard
Mm,
roleplay, but again, it's criminals accepting consequences. Although, going back to the whole
mm,
shady aspect of stuff, Sassy just kind of put into perspective something obvious. I mean, with titles, a lot of the criminals I see tend to put it in their titles, sort of thing. Stay in the obvious, and then you get all this meta stuff.
mm.
It's kind of better if you go in it with a more. I mean, you're trying to hide your character's uh, what the word?
Motivation.
Motivations. That's it. I wanted to say directions for some reason, but motivations
It's,
works better.
oh yeah, yeah. Fuse's a huge One Direction fan. Oh, what the
Yeah.
fuck! I just crashed out of WoW. Um,
No problem. I think we know what you mean.
but yeah, I definitely agree. With Sassy about don't tell people you're trying to trick them out of character. I mean, last week we had a lot of talk on the lines of consent in roleplay because we did adult themes, and if you're gonna have adult themes in something, I remember saying you should definitely try and get consent from people as much as possible, or at least find out if there's anything anyone objects to, and then not do that. But when you're trying to trick someone, I think it's different because it's more fun as long as you're not tricking them into something really horrible happening to their character. Then I feel that's makes it more fun for the other person if they've been tricked too. Some people, obviously, we all know some people don't like being tricked about everything or anything at all. Some people just react badly. But overall, I think people respond positively if you can actually trick them, as opposed to just being like, hey, my character's gonna trick you now, and do you want to fall for it? Do you want to roll? See if you fall for it? Like, just trick them.
It's
Just
sometimes it's better
actually.
to play it safe, but there's other areas where you can be that shady character. But when it comes to actual profile as well, I mean, it's a kind of cool idea to keep it hidden as well. I mean, you can put a like I don't know dealer or something as a title, for example, and it just leaves to the imagination of people thinking, well, what do they deal in,
Yeah. Whereas if you put like in your TRP, like, drug dealer, and then have a whole menu like these
Yeah,
drugs for sale. Maybe if you have that out of character, that would be fine.
yeah.
But you know, we'd hold back a little bit. Maybe even. I mean, here's another thing. I don't know. We're veering wildly from topic to topic already,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
we did
there's
warn
a
you.
laid back one, so we do ramble
Yeah.
on when we're let to talk sometimes.
Why? Yeah. Why don't people use GHI anymore?
I think it's because it hasn't been updated for about 2 years now, so it's
Has
kind of
it?
buggy. Yep.
Jeez. Wow.
Although
I never knew that.
I believe there's TLP Extra, which kind of
Mm,
does what GHI used to do. And if
that's
players
cool.
get that, you can kind of trade items with each other. You can hide items around certain areas, and people can go sort of treasure hunting or whatever for it. Obviously, not actual physical item. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. Oh yeah, the assassins in TRP. That's a good. That's just the
I think
class.
we've spoken now about that before. I don't know if it was with you whilst you're a co-host or not, but I think I mentioned that the obvious assassins basically. You're not really an assassin if you're making yourself obvious. You're
Yeah,
just a
like
killer, aren't you? You're just a murderer basically. An assassin keeps themselves secretive. They don't go about wearing this shady armor all the time. I mean, an assassin could be I don't know, the baker you see every day,
yeah.
just
I don't know.
serving you.
Let's play devil's advocate for a second here because there are like Matthias Shaw, the SI7 guy. He does go around. Well, I guess he wouldn't if he
Yeah,
was
but he's an
undercover too. So
official.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, you can't really excuse it unless you're saying nah. There isn't really one because if you're not like fair play, you can say, "Oh, this is my SI7 uniform. I'm just wearing it in public," even though that'd be kind
I
of
mean, it could work if
hard
you're
to get around.
faking being an SI7 agent, I suppose, if you want to wear that. But in actual fact, I don't know, you're just a hired hitman or whatever.
Mm.
I mean,
I do,
technically assassins do relish in their disguises as well, so...
yeah, I do want an SI7 character. I think that'd be really fun. I kind of do, but he's just like a one-shot guy.
I mean, if anyone, including Ernya, wants to get into that whole SI7 stuff, there is a SI7 Discord from what I remember as well, with a bunch of
Yeah.
SI7 RPs who they send all these notes towards each other, you know, all the secretive stuff, which could be
There's
cool.
I'm in a uncrowned Discord for the campaign I'm planning at the moment. And
Yeah, yeah.
there's Discords for everything. It's crazy. You don't realize
I have
until
a
you actually
few
look into it.
listed on my Discord, public ones. Obviously, I won't list the Discord unless I have permission to do so, or if it's public, basically. Um, what is our line of conversation at this point? Hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, I
You
feel
was
like we're at
texting.
half past, so I mean, we can move on to what we're doing with AD Talks, and I mean, generally people
Yeah.
know what we aim with AD Talks is to provide insight to different perspectives onto different types of roleplay, different types of situations on Argent Dawn, even in WoW in general sometimes really.
Mm. Yeah,
PvP, PvE, roleplay.
yeah, it's just nice. We feel that like if we could have, I don't know, it's nice to be able to have different people on. A lot of the people say the same kind of points, and I think that's because we have quite a mature audience who have, most of you guys, I should say, have been role playing for ages, and you know that like, metagaming's bad, god moding's bad, having characters with flaws is good, etc. So like a big part of it for us is having that whole positivity aspect to it. Sounds lame, whatever, but
I mean, that's a part of the stream itself,
yeah,
expressing positivity and having others share it through roleplay, you know?
yeah, and it's nice to have people on here and say like, this is the roleplay thing we've done recently. This is really cool, or this is my opinion on this thing. So it's really more for you guys than it is for us, 100%.
Yeah, even if we do mention Ramadan a couple of times.
Yeah, well, yeah. I love it too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's kind of explaining our comparisons recently towards certain situations either way.
Yeah,
But
we can only talk from experience.
yeah, it's pretty much expressing positivity and the different topical situations that kind of roam around Argent Dawn. Although we do plan to expand upon that, because I did initially plan to, you know, try and bring often words about campaign, social events and stuff coming up, so people can know where to look if they're looking for an event, or have some like guild leaders pop on and kind of talk about their guild. You know, I have myself and now Ernya as well ask them a bit about their guild, let other people be more informed about said guilds.
Yeah, that's something we really want to push, the guild leader spotlights, because
Yeah,
that's going to be cool. Just having people come on and explain, hey, this is my guild, this is what we do. We got some interesting ones lined up already, we hope.
yeah, we do have a few people. I won't name them yet because, I mean, we never know for sure if they're ready or if they're not, you know.
Yeah. Also, like, you guys get to guess who they are. Ooh.
Yeah, you can guess. I might have contacted your guild leaders already. Who knows? I'm still
Who
doing it though, 'cause
knows?
I will still be doing it throughout this week as well. I mean, if there's any guild leaders watching right now that I haven't contacted and feels interested in participating and such, please feel
Yeah.
free to do so. It's going to be a sort of at the end of each month stream, a roundup stream. So we have a guild or maybe two, who knows, a guild or two being interviewed, and then we will talk about some of the events coming up. We'll do like a brief description for people so they know what it is, whilst we're not, dabbling too much on the subject, because there might be more that month than another, Can't
Yeah.
always talk
Well,
about all
like
of them.
it's, we like to keep it
Short
quite
but sweet.
Yeah. Or unstructured, short but sweet. One of the two.
Yeah. But there won't be any super big exaggerations upon it at all, though.
Yeah, we're not going to change stuff too much.
Yeah, I mean, we're also naturally always open for suggestions for ideas on how to progress with our talk show or podcast,
Oh yeah,
whatever you
100%.
want to name it.
Like suggestions, we're welcome to suggestions for absolutely anything. If you guys have a topic you want to suggest, or a guild you want us to look at or get in contact with, or just the point you want to say about anything, so feedback, message either one of us on Discord or in game or wherever.
But it's pretty much like that, really. I mean, I have been constantly trying to get people to ask us questions, so we can answer some. I always like answering some questions.
Yeah, everybody loves talking about themselves.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be about myself. You could just ask me a general question.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's related to the subjects we're talking about, really. I do believe on a small off-topic thing we may expand into different conversations, but it won't be for these streams, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a short stream now. I haven't got anything else to add personally. I don't know if Ernya does. How,
I'm trying to think honestly. Like, no, not really. I think it's that weird time where like the expansion is almost out.
Yeah.
And people's guilds are taking a break or winding down. Like the Myrmidon isn't taking a break per se, but our recruitment's been closed for ages, and we're doing like a little campaign just for us, if that makes sense. So, apart from like obviously my main character Ernya is tied up in that, and then my off character is someone I don't play very much anyway. So I think maybe the reason for the short stream or whatever is the fact that there's not really much roleplay going on right now for either of us.
yeah. Which, I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it happens every year. Well, not every year, but every time an expansion comes out,
Yeah.
for sure.
It will be slow. It might be slow at times, admittedly, but we're trying our best to pull together something worthwhile watching. If it's not worthwhile, we're not going to do it, because I don't want to bore people.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we main Alliance, by the way. We both main Night Elves at the moment.
At the moment.
Sorry, someone asked in the chat. That's
Yeah, no problem.
A sassy yellow.
We yeah. I mean, at the moment, I mean, if there's ever a really good Goblin guild that pops up, I may just ditch them,
Wow. Okay, well, now that's on record, so I'm going to show that to Markus. Right,
Go ahead. He'll join me as well. I'll get him to.
Ah, cool. That means I get the Myrmidon. And yeah.
But
Okay, bye guys.
I mean, I guess one last thing is pretty much how do we see ourselves progressing, really? I don't really see any vast changes unless, I know, some bright light bulb shines above our head and, points us this direction.
Yeah, I feel like the important thing for us is to remain aware that it's like, this is a stream about World of Warcraft roleplay. It's not gonna blow up. It's not gonna like go viral or anything.
No,
this
it's
is
not.
something we just like doing because it's, well, some of you guys listen to it apparently, and we like doing it. So we can, like I said, we can do absolutely anything we want with this. So
yeah, again,
It's
always
nice
suggest
following it
Q&A, whatever. We can do
yeah,
all of that.
we'll get 10 subs and we'll get what's his name? Fuck. Works for Blizzard. God damn it.
Ian,
Yeah, we'll get him on. We'll do a Q&A with him.
I wouldn't mind trying to get them, but
Yeah,
you need to be super big for that.
No, it wouldn't. You know what? It's a roleplay podcast, so you'd never get them on. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, no, they're
Like,
not.
well,
no
what do you
interest
guys
in
think?
roleplay.
what's the best bit of roleplay you've ever seen on World of Warcraft? And they'd be like, I've never looked at a roleplay server. I don't even know
We
what
just
they're
have it
called.
there for, you know, appearance, you know.
Well, literally, I don't know. That could be an interesting stream one day. Blizzard and roleplay.
Yeah, we are planning or something like that, but not obviously we won't have a Blizzard employee here, but we'll
We
be
can, we
discussing
can
our
get.
perspective either way.
I'm sure we could kidnap someone who works in the parking, in the car park.
Okay, well we'll
The
plan a
Blizzard
trip
car park.
to a
But,
Blizzard
yeah.
site and you know, yoink one of them.
Find out what cars they all drive.
You can try Christy Goldine. I don't think she'd be interested, would she?
Oh, wait, I just remembered something and then realised it didn't matter anyway.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
could try. I think she's very communicative with audience as it is, so maybe. Who knows?
I don't know who she is.
She's the
But
author of Before the Storm. She's
I
like one
did
of the
know
writers.
who she was. God damn it.
She's one of the writers for Blizzard now, official writers.
Okay, well that would be an interesting from a lore point of view, but
Speaking of Christy
if
Goldine,
I was a Blizzard writer, I would be terrified to go anywhere near.
role players.
Yeah, role players.
Why did you do this?
Yeah, I've never met anyone who hates Blizzard writers like role players. And it's cool, you guys. Yeah, keep telling they ruined your favorite character,
Yeah. Why is there no Gallywigs, huh?
right?
I want more
and
Gallywigs.
when I watched for new Avengers, they ruined Spider-Man. Oh my goodness, they should leave these treasured characters alone. They're totally not like something. I'm not
They're
gonna.
totally not their own, the writers' characters and progressing it the way they see it.
Yeah, I literally, and I feel like you don't go to a fucking super, not whatever. You don't go to a cinema, and you don't go there, and you pay however much you pay at a cinema to see Avengers, and you don't go. That was really poorly written. I could, there's no depth to the characters. It's like, yeah, it's a film about men in robot suits kicking the shit out of aliens and like Greek gods. It's not gonna be super deep character driven. I get they're trying to with the novels. This is just Dan's rant about law and role players' relations to law now, so we should stop before I offend everybody listening.
Go ahead if you want to. We can leave on for another hour.
No, it's fine. I just hate the community. I'm joking.
I hate everything. Why am I even playing WoW?
Oh my god. You unzipped me, Fuse. You unzipped my very soul.
Yeah, I mean, we told you what we have planned, what the whole aspect of this to begin with. I mean, I started on a smaller stream, which I think is still highlighted for some reason on my Twitch. Well, I never highlighted it, but apparently it's still there, the first one. It's 4 hours long, so you might not want to watch it.
Jesus.
But it was more so me conversing with friends, and some people apparently liked that, so I kind of developed it and shaped it slowly into what it is now, and maybe it will change into something else later down the line. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, I've got a special Ernya with me now.
Yep. I'm here all the time, every time. I might have to take a week off when I move in September.
Oh, ditching me already.
Wow, I have to go to university, bro.
Did I give you permission to go to university?
I guess you're right. I'll have to stay.
Yeah. Reschedule that.
Yeah, what's it called? Where you delay it for a year? I
Yeah.
forget.
Delay it for a year, and if we're still going, another year.
Alright,
thanks for watching, guys. You can join the Discord. I mean, subscribe on YouTube, follow me on Twitch. I don't know, just give us more.
At me on Twitter.
I do have a Twitter if you want to follow that as well. But give us the idea that people want to watch more. Keep us going. Give us an idea what you want to see further of, and we'll work on it basically.
Yeah. Alright, thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah. Cheers for listening. See ya.